Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Free Think Dojo. I've noticed a huge topic of conversation that has appeared in the newer generation is the idea of college and whether it's worth it or not. As someone that completed a 4 year degree in college, I do kind of find myself looking at both sides of the argument. In some ways, I agree with a lot of what the criticisms are of college, but at the same time, I do find myself disagreeing with some takes because I feel like a lot of people miss the plot of what college will actually teach you. Most of the time, I'm seeing these opinions floating around coming from people who have never been to college or don't plan to go to college. And I just get confused because they're giving advice on whether it's worth it or not. And I'm thinking, well, how do you actually know? For someone that is actually seriously deciding on whether they want to go to college or not, I feel like it's almost a disservice to give them a biased opinion if you haven't actually experienced it. So for today's video in the dojo, I thought I would give my take and experience on whether college is worth it or not, and hopefully that can help you have another side of the opinion base that can help you with that decision. Now, something I do want to preface before I go into any of this video is if you did not go to college and you don't plan to go to college, that's totally fine. I have nothing against you. Because at the end of the day, I didn't even want to go to college. My parents pushed me because they said it would help me get a job later on in life. And they also said they were going to pay for it in full. So I thought, why not? But what actually convinced me to take that leap was my friends were going to college, so I wanted to be included in that. I heard stories about parties and girls and all these things that happened to other people in college, and I wanted to experience that as well. But in terms of careers, I had no idea what I was going to pursue. So if you didn't need to go to college to figure that out and you were able to bypass that and become successful and happy with your life, then I actually applaud you. I feel like you were able to skip through a lot of the crap that I had to deal with and other people who went to college and were able to just jump right into starting your life. So in no way do I want this video to be a shot towards people that did not go to college or don't want to go to college, because if you have a plan for your life and you're sticking to it, then you earn my respect. But there are things that people who do not go to college or don't want to go to college will miss out on learning that are going to be way harder to learn when you just jump right into life from the get-go. Most of the time when people think about college, they think about degrees, and they think, oh, I have to have a degree to get a job one day, and they're not even going to consider me. But it really just depends on what you're wanting to pursue. If you're wanting to become a doctor, you will have to get a doctorate degree. If you want to become an engineer, you will have to get an engineering degree. And I feel like that's just something that comes with the territory of your hobbies or your interests in terms of careers. So when people think of college, they think of, oh, I have this degree, and especially with the job market these days, degrees don't really matter as much, and that will turn them away instantly from the idea of it because they'll feel like they're wasting money. Let me tell you this. My degree has nothing to do with what I'm doing at my job currently. I work in sales. I have a science degree that was focused on exercise and was actually pushing me towards a career in physical therapy. So when I got out of college and I started job searching for things outside of my degree, it was a bit of a strange experience, but it wasn't a bad experience. Degrees to me are kind of like safety nets. Whether it's actually applying to the job that you're trying to do or not, it's really just a way to build your credibility if you've never had experience somewhere else. Some people that don't go to college, they have to work, dead-end jobs that are just rough and really terrible to work at, just to get some experience to give them some type of leg up over someone that has a degree. Having that degree will give you a leg up over those individuals, but at the same time, you will also have a way to gain experience without having to be put at the bottom of the barrel. Now, obviously, the job market today is a cesspool of craziness, and this does not really apply to that as much, just because having a degree just kind of ropes you in with everybody else because the job market is so terrible and there are so many people looking for jobs. But when the job market does come back around eventually, it will give you that leg up, and it will give you a better shot at the jobs that you're looking for if you've never worked somewhere before. Now, obviously, when everybody thinks of college, whether they're considering or not, the first thing that comes to mind is the degree. You go to college to get a degree so you can get a job. That's pretty much how it is marketed towards us as people. But I feel like a lot of people focus so much on what skills you learn in the classroom that they forget the skills that you learn outside of the classroom. To be honest with you, most of the information that I needed to know to pass a test to get my degree was information I probably could have found online or just by reading a book in a library. But there are other skills that were not so easy to come across online. Critical thinking, learning how to network, learning how to build meaningful relationships. Unless that was nurtured into you from your parents from the get-go, those are skills that you learn how to become more advanced in when you do go to college. Now, obviously, those are skills you can build in a career, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult because in a college, you're always exposed to opportunities to connect. And that's what I loved about it the most. You are always given an event to go to, or a way to meet friends, or a way to just establish yourself within the college community. And I feel like, especially in the real world, you aren't just handed those out. You might have work events, or you might have, a small get together with friends. But at the end of the day, you never really get to cherish outside of your comfort zone the people that you could meet and the cultures you could experience. One of the biggest aspects of college that I loved was the foreign exchange program. I loved being able to be mixed with people from different countries that have different outlooks on life and different cultures. It gave me the opportunity to learn how to be open-minded, empathetic, you might say. It made me learn how to step out of my comfort zone and learn about people that are not like me. If you already had networking skills that you built in college already, you would be able to enhance those because you would have an ability to connect with people that are unlike you, that are from different places. And that in turn will make you a stronger candidate when you do get into business or you do, get into your career because you're going to be coming across a lot of different people. And you can definitely see with today's world that it's important to know that skill. Now, I'm not saying you can't learn that type of skill anywhere else. Obviously, you don't have to go to college to learn how to be empathetic and learn how to, step in someone else's shoes and experience a different culture. But when you're given the opportunity, that makes it a lot easier to learn it earlier on in your life. I think a big component in the college argument these days is how comfortable you'll be going to college. Not only financially, but you as a person. How do you feel like you would do in a college setting? Some people aren't built for it, and I completely understand. That doesn't make you less of a person than anybody else. But at the same time, you're going to learn life differently than someone else that goes to college. Not only will you learn it differently, but you'll learn big factors of life and big life lessons a lot quicker from college as well. A big life lesson that a lot of people learn is when you have parties and drugs and drinking and girls and guys and all these people around giving you constant stimuli and things that you can become addicted to over time. It gives you the lesson of not only control, but consequences. For a lot of people when they go to college, this is their first time out of the house. They experience all this stimuli at once and they don't have their parents telling them what's right or what's wrong anymore, so they have to learn it on their own. And sometimes they'll learn it by getting hit in the face by reality of their actions and the reality of the consequences of things. It's a very humbling experience in a sense. And once again, this is not something you have to learn in college, but you'll learn it quicker in life to the point where once you do get out of college, you'll have a little bit more security in your actions and you'll be a little bit more aware of certain consequences that could come from things if you're not careful. Now, obviously, there's an exception to everything. There's some people that did succumb to those things in college and, either didn't make it through college or once they do get out of college, they, have it follow them, as I mentioned in a previous video before. But I feel like if you are there to learn in college and to experience it to the fullest, you're going to have those life lessons. You're going to learn those things, and it's going to help you become a better version of yourself once you do start pursuing a career. Overall, though, I feel like college is really up to you. The decision is only yours. But at the end of the day, I want you to remember that college is more than a degree. It's more about getting a job. It's more about investing in yourself. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about college as well, whether it's worth it or not, whether you went or not. But for somebody that is watching this video and is deciding on whether to go, I feel like you need to just focus on yourself and what you can bring to the table. Do you have the finances to go? What are you wanting to learn from going to college? And just try to take those into account when you're making your decision, not someone else's opinions. Either way, guys, thank you for watching the video today in the dojo with me. I appreciate all the support once again. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, share it with your friends so we can grow the dojo over time, and I will talk to you guys later.